Hello, I'm Tara Brabazon and I'm with the wonderful Lisa Limbrick, and we're talking about the changing and the transformational environment for teacher education in Australia at the moment, particularly with regard to literacy and numeracy. So Lisa, we're obviously at Charles Sturt University. I feel so lucky every day that I've had a chance to work with you. You are a very special and very precious human being, and it's true. But how is CSU, particularly inside your role in this university, managing this new environment? So how are we helping our students manage these testing environments for literacy and numeracy?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of things to support teacher education students in this changing environment and high pressure environment. I mean, these literacy and numeracy tests are quite high stakes. But one of the things we're doing is bringing in the BKSB, which is the Basic Key Skills Builder.
I've always wondered what it stood for. Thank you for that.
I've had to think about that myself a couple of times. But pretty much it's an online literacy and numeracy software program. So it's assessments, it's online activities, it's interactive resources and that sort of thing. And CSU has purchased this program specifically for teacher education students because it's an opportunity for you as a student to really gauge where your skills are up to and identify any gaps in knowledge or skills, because once you go back and fill in those gaps, that will improve your overall performance. So the idea is we get students to do the BKSB early on in their degree, if possible.
We even start from orientation sometimes in their first year.
Yeah, from this session we're trying to encourage students to even complete it before their first day. It's something to be viewed as like an early, low stakes assessment. So it's not linked to your degree at all, it's not linked to any subject. It's a way of you being able to gauge your skills, and if your skills need a bit of boosting, then you can use the BKSB to do that, or we have other services in place as well.
So can I stop you there? So this BKSB is, could I call it a diagnostic? Is that accurate?
Yes.
So it's a form of diagnostic testing. So you're testing your algebra, you're checking some of your trig, you're checking your geometry, how that's all going. And if there is a weakness in one module, it would pick it up as a diagnostic and then offer you a series of tests and strategies to build that skill up. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So when you first do the BKSB, you do what's called the initial assessments. It's around 20 questions for literacy, 20 questions for maths, and when you finish that it will give you a level, so either between 1 or 5, where 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. Once you've got that level, you can go on and do the diagnostic assessments, and the diagnostics will take a little bit longer, not much, we're only talking like half an hour sort of thing.
You could be watching Bold and the Beautiful. It's much better to be doing this.
Absolutely right. So if you scored a level 4, for example, in the initial assessment, when you do the diagnostic, you will be tested at that level.
Oh, clever.
The beautiful thing about the diagnostic is once you finish that, you get a 1-page report on how you're going. So it will tell you areas that you're really good at, areas that you might just want to keep an eye on, but it will also list specifically areas that you could improve.
Oh, clever.
Once you've got that, the system opens up interactive resources, modules, that sort of thing, specific to those areas that you need to work on. So if you're having problems with commas or apostrophes or addition, the system will open up activities specific to that.
So this is terrific, Liz. So we've got this mandatory testing environment of literacy and numeracy that'll happen in the 4th year, either before prac or before graduation in that 4th year. But CSU is now targeting some diagnostic testing and support, low stakes, no worries, your grades, your marks aren't aligned with it, but basically from just before you arrive for orientation.
That's right.
That's remarkable. Any other strategies that we're developing to help our students at the moment?
Absolutely. The BKSB is only one thing that we're doing. Another thing we've been doing is working closely with our Allens team at CSU.
And what's Allens, just do we know?
Yeah, Allens is Academic Literacy, Learning and Numeracy Advisors.
I'm glad you did that one, yep.
I had to write that one down.
And they're great crew.
They are fantastic. They're the sort of people to go to generally if you want some assistance with writing or referencing or study tips. They have a huge amount of resources available. But in terms of this literacy and numeracy testing, we've been working extremely closely with them, and they've gone away, we've sat down with them and gone through a whole range of diagnostic data on the BKSB. They've now gone away and developed some targeted literacy and numeracy workshops based on this information, based on the common needs students seem to be having across those areas. Those workshops have just been launched this week. And there's been a fantastic response to that. I understand there are wait lists at the moment. However, Allens are going to open up a whole lot more time slots, and they're also going to be having these resources online eventually as well. So this isn't the one and only time Allens will run these workshops. It's going to be over time as well, because they're also looking at, so this is support for leading up to the national test,
Great.
But they are also on standby for after the test. So if you find you don't do as well in the national test as you hoped or you thought you might, don't stress, don't panic, Allens are available. Allens also run individual appointments as well. So if you find, for example, like on the BKSB, and you've got your diagnostic one-page report, you can take that to an Allens advisor and they will work out an individualised learning plan for
That'll
you.
plug in the expertise.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there are plenty of things that we're doing to help support teacher education students get through this changing environment.
And see, at least that makes me incredibly proud, because we can all grumble bum and complain about regulation and changing and testing and literacy and numeracy, and we can get all political about it, and I'm the political one and she's not. But we can get all political about that. But why I'm very proud of Lisa, why I'm very proud of the Allens crew, and I'm very proud of CSU, is we've gone, okay, well, this is the environment. This is the reality. In fact, we don't even have a clear policy yet, but we're not going to sit on our hands. We're going to help our students become the best people they can be even before the policy reaches its full clarity. So we're very proud of you and very proud of what this university is doing.